All right. Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. I'm your man, KTJ, and this is Love Coach Live. Today, we're talking about it, how to keep someone's attention, how to not be boring. I brought some of my friends along. Let me get everything rolling here. Brought some of my friends along to just have a good conversation tonight. And so you guys will be able to drop your your thoughts on the topic tonight as we get into it. So, first up, I got Brandy. Brandy's in the house. Brandy, introduce yourself to the folks.
Hi,
And
I'm
then we're going from
Brandy.
there.
I'm from Greenville, South Carolina.
Okay. Tell me something. Tell them about yourself, Brandy.
Well, I could take all day to do that, so I ain't want to do that part. Well, I am a publisher. I'm a published author. I have 4 books. I'm a traveling speaker. I have leadership development coach and a life coach.
Okay. So I got the good folks on the stage tonight. Um, you know what? I'll tell you what. Let me just go around and just get everybody's name, and then we'll get into the topic. All right. Next, Lady Chanel. We lost it. Tara, come on in and let us tell us who you are and what you do. Tara, you with us? I think Tara's frozen. She's frozen. All right, Tara, you there?
I am. Can you hear me?
I can hear you good.
Okay.
Okay. So tell us who you are
Okay.
and what you do.
I am Tara C. Stallings. I am a counselor. I am a transformational coach, author, speaker, and entrepreneur.
All right. All right. And Lady Chanel is back. Lady Chanel, tell the folks who you are, what you do.
Hey, everyone. My name is Chanel Renee, and I am a transformational coach and speaker. And I also do a lifestyle advocate for families, co parenting, blended families, just a family advocate, especially for the kiddos as well. So that's kind of what I do all day, every day.
Hey, good stuff. Good stuff. So let's get into this topic, you guys. Y'all know that I love to have these conversations on dating, on relationships, on love, and I don't necessarily care that whether my people on stage are specifically about that. I know one thing: relationships go across the board, and everybody's had some kind of experiences with relationships, and so just right off the top of your head, Brandy, and we'll go around. You guys, we could do popcorn style. You don't have to wait for me. Talk to me about this topic tonight. How do you keep someone's attention, not being boring? Is this even important? Like, just tell me your thoughts.
Absolutely. Actually, when I saw it, I thought that's a really good non-invasive relationship conversation. We like to fight. We like to, go to battle between men should do this and women should do that. But I think when it comes to not being boring, it really takes a person to pay attention to the other person, because I like Barnes and Noble. I like books. I like walking in the park. I like museums. To some people, they're like, I want to go zip lining. So it just depends. I think so. The boredom aspect has to come from actually having a genuine, real relationship where you actually care. Do you want to go zip lining, or do you want to take the walk in the park, instead of forcing somebody to be adventurous that may not be adventurous? But if you don't listen or even care to give them what they're asking for versus what you want to force on them, then they may still be like, well, this ain't really my cup of tea. I'm bored, because if I don't want to zip line, I'm gonna stand on the ground instead, and I'm gonna watch you have fun, and ultimately I'm still gonna be bored.
Right. We got my brother Leslie Thompson in the building. What's going on, good brother?
What's good, team? Thank you for having me. Greetings, ladies. I'm honored to be on this panel with y'all.
Hi.
Hello.
All right.
All right. Bruh, tell the folks who you are and what you do, and just we just getting into the topic tonight. So go ahead and let them know who you are.
All right. My name is Leslie Thompson. I'm from Montgomery, Alabama. I am a intellectual property specialist, and I own a intellectual property processing company that assists pro se applicants with filing their own patent, trademark, and copyright applications. I have a staff of all Black people. I have Black illustrators, Black drafters. So if you're looking to protect your intellectual property and keep it Black, see me. And I am a member, as Brother Johnson said, of Omega Psi Phi fraternity, pledged in 1987 at the University of Alabama. So I'm an old dog, but I'm willing to learn new tricks.
It's a perfect tagline. That was beautiful.
Thank you.
Yes. All right. So where were we? Lady Chanel, tell us what you think about this topic tonight. We're talking about it. How do you keep someone's attention? We're talking about relationships. We're talking about engagement. And you know what? I even talked about this in terms of, from the very first moment, like you meet somebody and you're getting to know them, like just you like them, they like you. How do you get from that point to getting to, I guess, the success of whatever you find success, long-term relationship, marriage, or whatever, and maintaining the kind of the juice for a person to want to stay engaged?
The fire.
Yes, maintaining the fire. One of the things I think for any relationship to have excitement is having a life outside of the relationship, having something going on for you outside of the relationship. So you have something exciting to discuss when you are with your partner, you're with somebody that you want to spend time with. So is your life even exciting outside of them? What are some things that you are bringing to the relationship? What are some things that you're bringing to the table in the relationship that challenges that person? What are some things that you would like to be challenged in? Brandy mentioned the zip lining thing. That would be something that would challenge me. So if someone said to me, I really want to do zip lining, in that moment, I will be like terrified. But when we actually got to the place, the venue where we would do zip lining, I may be challenged to go ahead and do something I thought I would never do.
Right.
So, something that challenges not only you, but may challenge that other person, being open in conversations about some of the things that you may be fearful of, that person maybe perhaps can help you with. Like I said, absence makes the heart grow fonder. So if you're underneath that person all the time, I don't care how exciting y'all are, you need some space. I know I do anyway. So have something exciting to talk about at the end of the day. You may be texting that person, throughout the day somehow, but not on the phone with them for hours and hours and hours and hours, because eventually, you have nothing else going on. So you want to have something to bring to every conversation, or bring to the times that you are together, and have something going for yourself, just outside of that person. Have something going for yourself.
Yeah, good stuff. All right, Tara, what's your thoughts?
Well, I think I kind of want to piggyback on what the lady said. I think, you have to have something going for yourself. But being able to listen also is very important if you're trying to keep a conversation or a relationship bright and lively and interesting. You have to learn how to listen to the person, listen to their interests, be exciting yourself. Some people are just boring.
I would wait till like the second hour to say that, but
Yes, some people just have no interest. They live a boring life. So you have to have a life. You have to be an interesting person. You have to be a person that can listen. So, to keep the relationship, to keep a conversation, bright and lively, you have to bring some life to the party.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
And I also wanted to, I'm sorry, sir, did you want to say something before I jump back in?
No.
Oh no, I completely agree with what both of the ladies said. But for me, you have to find like energy. And like energy is born from communication, trying to understand if you see somebody's a ski jumper or zip liner, that's not your speed. There are plenty of women out there or plenty of men out there that just enjoy sitting at home. You have to find that like energy so you can be happy, because as she mentioned, some people are boring. And if you're a boring person and then you attracted a lively, vibrant soul, you either better have a lot of money or be good in bed to keep their attention for an extended period of time.
Oh,
now I'll let you ladies decide which one of those you prefer.
Right.
Hey. Yes. Look, this is a late night show, so we can go there. If we
forgot.
Well, I try to keep it PG. So, yeah.
All right. So check this out. Let me see if I can bring it up. I got 7 signs. I kind of Googled this. I wanted to put it in there, like signs your partner is bored with you. So this might be good for somebody to kind of keep in mind, right? Got 7 here. 1, they show a general lack of excitement. So this is 7 signs your partner might be getting bored with your relationship. This is it. Now we can make this a situationship. We can make this a boyfriendship, girlfriendship, whatever ship. And so we'll do it like that. So they say they show a general lack of excitement. I want to take these step by step. Any of you guys pipe in on this? What y'all think about that?
I'd like to go. So
Let's see.
I think also it's okay to ask. So I might perceive it as you think I'm boring. However, maybe you just in your head and you're in your thoughts. So I think maybe a good question would be, is there something that I could do better to, bring back the spark? And we know when the spark is kind of leaving is when the plane is gone. And so I think it's a genuine conversation. If it really is bothering you, like if one of the says they start picking unnecessary fights, that's way worse. That's way past boredom. There's something very much, it's deeper than that. And so because I wrote the book, Dealing with the Hand I Was Dealt, that question to me has less to do with excitement and probably more to do with somewhere you're dissatisfied and you shut down inside instead of having a conversation about it. The other one says they've lost interest in trying new things.
Well, hold on, Brandy. You're going too fast.
My bad. I was like, Brandy Hunt, that's my name, and you can go ahead.
We dealing with what this is one at a time. Anybody else want to chime in on the showing of lack of excitement, which I think that's a good kind of measure. You come to them and you're like, guess what happened at work? And he's like, what? like, here you go again. Like that's a sure sign that you're getting boring. So that may be something really to talk about. What y'all think?
Absolutely. If that person is consistently, okay, that first day may be okay, they're in a mood or something like that, and you may have tried to ask questions to find out what, maybe they had a bad day, maybe their boss got on to them about something that had nothing to do with you. But if it's going on, okay, the second and third day, okay, there's a conversation that needs to happen. Something that I think Brandy mentioned, that something is underlining that perhaps that person isn't comfortable having hard, uncomfortable conversations. And so that's a communication issue. And so, that lack of excitement when they're usually excited about this particular topic is a very, very good sign that something else is going on that needs to be discussed.
I'm going to piggyback on what she said. You don't know what's going on with other people for then you to, be upset about their lack of excitement when they may have something going on in their lives or they're dealing with something that might not be readily apparent to you. You have to be willing to give grace in circumstances. And far too often, we don't give each other the grace we deserve.
Right.
Facts. How about that next one? They've lost interest in trying new things. All right, this is the 7 signs that your partner might be getting bored with you. Totally lost interest in trying new things. What y'all think?
Leslie, I want to hear I don't want you to piggyback this time. I want to hear your original thought.
Y'all don't really want my original thought on that one.
We do.
Some other stuff
because this question, it needs to be age appropriate. I'm 54 years old. So, there are certain things I just not going to do. I don't want to try anything with beads, but when I was a younger man, I was a tad more adventurous. So this is, I'm a man of a certain age, so I don't know who this is the target market, but at the end of the day, you do have to keep things fresh. But like we said earlier, communication is key to that, and also compromise. If you're in a long-term relationship, and my last relationship was 6 days, so I'm probably not the person to speak about this. So if you are in a long-term relationship, then there has to be compromise and communication. My barber is probably the longest relationship I've had with a human being. So at the end of the day, there are times he's not available, I'm available, but we still keep the relationship going because I value what he brings to my hair, and he values me as a customer. And I think we need to look at that in our relationships as well.
Agreed.
Are you okay with that, Chanel?
I think that's a good point. I think that when people are growing together, I don't know if that point is as valid because y'all are growing together. But if y'all have been dating for a while and you're getting to know that person, and that person doesn't want, they just kind of want to sit at home on the weekends and watch TV, and y'all aren't doing anything outside of that, then there's a problem. And it may be, again, that person their representative came across as an adventurous person because they was trying to attract you, but that's not really who they are. So I think it's important to really look at the behaviors of people instead of what they're just saying. And that's something I say all the time.
Agree.
Good stuff.
I like the
excellent point.
Lady Chanel said, I think people forget. So let's just say not a brand new couple, but you haven't been married 20 years either. So you know each other, your work schedules, your families, all of those things about each other. I think people forget that life is fluid. Life is fluid. Therefore, relationships have to be fluid. That means that sometimes I got to go this way because that's what makes him happy. I'm going to act like I'm happy because I want him to be happy. Mm-hmm. Now, when it's my turn, then I would hope that he's going to return it, which he commonly does. But I know that everything I want to do isn't like on his top list. Like Lifetime movies, they really care less to watch those with us. But, we'll turn it on and they will admonish us because life is fluid. Maybe I need a feel-good, Philly, movie to, romance style. But the next time it'll be adventure. And I'm going to be like, the whole time. So I think if we start moving with each other instead of being like, oh, well, I don't want to do that and I don't want to go there, and we just become fluid with our partner, we'll get farther faster. And then when we get to, where we're not using all the extra curricular items in our relationship, we won't be so solely based on that one moment feel good. I'll understand that I'm being fluid. If that's not what we're going to do, that's not what we're going to do. But I'm happy and content in who you are, not the feelings that you give me on a random every year basis.
Okay. All right. Look, so look, I want to mix it up now. And you guys that's watching, hit that subscribe button, hit the follow button, hit that like button, hit a button for us tonight. So look, now that my bruh's here, I want to kind of turn this around a little bit, y'all. Ladies, talk to me about, let's pose this same question. They show lack of excitement. So how can a man show you kind of general excitement? Like I want to go on the opposite side of these statements here. So how can a man show you general excitement? What do you consider excitement? Anybody can go.
Chanel, I'm gonna let you go first.
Oh, Tara always jumping off when I need her. For me, I think I'm. If y'all don't know this already, but I'm kind of a girly girl. I'm kind of a princess type person, and generally, that's not something I do 24/7. Obviously, I can't be a princess 24/7. But if I get a moment of time to be the princess or to be the queen, that excites me because I don't get to do that all the time. I got, I got a son, I got a house, I got responsibilities, So if I don't have to worry about those responsibilities just for a few moments, for me, that is amazing. For me to be a priority is amazing. I think that's something if for relationships, you should be a priority in that person's life. Maybe not number one, because we got God as number one, but that person should feel like they're special to you. They mean something to you. They're appreciated, all of those things. However, when there's some extra on top of that, when I don't have to pick up the tissue I dropped down on the floor, that's amazing. And then to actually, I think Brandy mentioned this, you sit down and watch a Hallmark movie with me.
Right.
You getting it, okay? You gonna get it, okay, sir? So that because that's a completely selfless act, okay? I have a 13-year-old boy, and he's like, I'm watching Hallmark. He's like disgusted. He's like, this is, So for a grown man to say, I'm going to sit down and watch this Lifetime movie or this, Up TV or, Hallmark with you, that is completely selfless.
Yeah.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily.
Here's an agenda.
Right. It is. My ex and I'm an avid football fan. So I spend my Saturdays in the fall, especially watching football all day long. And I just want peace. So outside of football season, I would have to watch Say Yes to the Dress and a Lifetime movie on Friday in order to have peace on Saturdays. And you know what? I realized that it was not worth the fight to just last that long for that Hallmark movie and say yes to the dress so I can have peace all day.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
But it's not selfless. They doing it for
we just like us sitting there watching, going to the football game with y'all is y'all gonna, we're gonna get something out of the deal.
Yeah. I didn't want her to watch the games, but that's it's okay.
All right, let's look. So let's give the ladies one. How can a woman show real excitement and not be boring?
Wow, that's a loaded question again. But again, it's a byproduct. Excitement is a byproduct of communication. Like right now, if you are dating someone and they like, I don't know, music, or like Mary J was just in Atlanta recently. If they like music and then you surprise them with a concert or album or CD. Do they even do albums anymore? Do they print CDs? I'm an old guy.
I'm back to albums again. I'm
still in the mixtapes, baby. But at the end of the day, to show excitement, you have to listen to a person and then get something personal. It's not necessarily material. For me, I'm a cigar guy. All right. So, you home cooked meal, you meet me at the door with a cigar and a Corona. I'm a very content man, but I realize I'm very easy to please.
Good. Y'all writing that down?
How about you, brother? You haven't chimed in.
Oh yes. So I think generally excitement. Like for me, it's just about being excited about what I'm excited about, right? Or just at least like seeing how can the Eagles are winning. The Eagles are playing on Monday Night Football. Okay, I'm an Eagles fan. We just so y'all know, we going to the top. I just want y'all to know.
I believe
we finally got us a quarterback, and we going all the way. Okay,
Roll Tide.
So let's say the Eagles are playing the Falcons. Okay, I'm here in Atlanta. I'm an Eagles fan. Get the tickets. Yes. Matter of fact, get the tickets and spring it on me and be like, yo, guess where we going? you know, and it would just completely like blow me away that you actually cared, right? Believe it or not, ladies, believe it or not, many men in relationships really believe that the woman that they're with just really doesn't care.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised as to how many men really feel like the woman that they're with she's just there and you're just there, and nobody really cares that much about making you happy or just adding to your happiness. And so any way that you can add to my happiness, I'll be happy. I'm now happy with you because you added to my happiness. If that makes sense.
So. Absolutely. I would like to, piggyback on that with a non-material thing. I think that a lot of times women don't understand that offering peace in a non-peaceful situation may just get you more than you bargained for. So when you want to go out or have fun or get all these gifts and things like that, he's going to remember that argument that you started where it says the starting picking unnecessary fights. And it could be because she feels not valued, or it could be because she feels not attended to. But if you stop picking the fights and start just choosing silence or peace and just wait your turn, you'll probably stop being bored because he'll be like, oh, you ain't argue with me this week? We can go to dinner now. you didn't got to act right together because I couldn't take you outside because you was acting crazy. And so I think peace is the gift that keeps on giving. And it's more than just, being quiet. I think peace is also internal. It's not, griping and complaining and a little thing, let him be wherever he is, whatever he's doing, not whatever he's doing it with, but just whatever he's doing. And then once it's your turn, he will understand that you took a step back, you chilled. And then once it's time to have those conversations and you're quiet and you're not discombobulated, I think you'll get a lot farther.
Definitely agree with that. Your roar needs to be significant. And the more you do it, it kind of sounds like nagging. So when you do need to say something, it's not every time, but when you do need to say it, make sure it's a significant. It's not just, part of the noise that you're always making.
Right. And before you go to the next question, I wanted to also add something that we can do for our partner. So women for men, you started saying, about, getting the things like the ball tickets and stuff like that. And I think that we're so conditioned from society to be receivers. Our body is set up to be a receiver. So, but at some point we have to understand that life is cyclical. Relationships are cyclical. You give me a seed, I give you a baby. You give me groceries, I give you a meal. So in order for me to multiply, you give me something, I multiply it back. So in order for women to come out of this societal standard of gimme, and I'm just going to sit here and be pretty and that's all I'm going to do, you're going to be bored because you're just sitting there doing nothing, just receiving. And that becomes so, it's like, oh, I heard a girl say like 10 people told her she was pretty. And by the 11th one, it was like, oh, thanks. There was no longer joy off of, oh, thank you. So the more you pile those things on somebody, that's why I appreciate people that don't love bomb. Like I like gifts and stuff, but every single day, I love you, here's a gift. I feel like a robot. Like if somebody's doing that every day, all day, you become just another thing on their checklist. You're like, you didn't pick me. You didn't pick that out for me. You just went to the Walmart shelf. This guy gave me reindeer leggings for Christmas one year. And then I was angry. I was angry because I'm thinking, not because it's a holiday, but because that was as special as you thought I was. Right. And we were dating for like over a year. But that was because he was so just let me get that off of my list. Let me just buy something real quick. And I think the boredom comes because you didn't pay attention to me. You just checked off, okay, it's a holiday, let me get her a gift. And therefore my what maybe was love dwindled away.
Facts. Well said. So somebody was asking on the TikTok live side, they asked a question. It was like, well, that sounds good, but how do I get past the first date?
Yes, let's go back there.
yeah. Like we already went all the way to marriage, and some folks are trying to keep it, trying to keep it going. And so here's the thing. This thing about keeping attention, it's throughout. Right. It really does begin in the beginning. Like, to me, I asked the question, do you live an exciting life? Like what is it about your life that somebody should want to join their lives with you? Like, are you doing something exciting? Is there anything that you're working on that is, let's say, even bigger than you that somebody else can come in and be a part of? Right. Do you have anything to say? There's some people that, and then do you have the ability to let other people talk?
Say that part again, Kel.
Okay.
That's good.
Because there's some people who would they could just talk all by themselves. You ain't even got to say nothing.
Very true.
Oh, you got to, you throwing up. Mm-hmm.
And they're normally women.
Yeah.
Now, sir, when we first started, I said this was non-abrasive and it ain't gonna be no men do this. You wasn't on the line yet. And I literally said,
I'm sorry, I didn't get the ground rules myself.
I'm gonna bring you on up.
I'm just kidding.
On that.
Oh God.
Yeah, but it's true. It's true, and so sometimes people want to have a relationship and want to like get with somebody, but I love the women who ask when the guy asks for her phone number, ask him why do you want my number, and let him stand there and tell you why he needs your number. What do you need my number for? Because some of these people they just collecting phone numbers.
Right.
That's true.
And it's a game with no real intent on what's going to happen next. And so I think you challenge his kind of his sensibility, like to really think through the why do you want my number? And then let him stew in it for a minute and then tell you. And then you can go from there. Go ahead, Brandy.
I think so to answer your viewer's question, this is not going to be very popular, but take all the fluff out of the first date. We got to go do all of these things. Those things is what kept us doing stuff. But when we take all the fluff out, I'm talking about we got to eat, we going bowling, we're doing all of these fun things. You feel that fun until you sit down and what you just said, have a conversation, and you're like, you ain't got nothing to talk about. And that actually happened to me. I was in a whole relationship, but we always had business ventures together. And so we were doing conferences, we were at events, and it kind of dwindled away. That's just how the business goes. And so we were spending more time together, and I realized I didn't like him and he didn't like me. We just like to do business together. And so it wasn't, I didn't come out and say that, but I could just see, I was like, when it was just me and him and maybe just at the house or watching TV, it was silent. I'm talking about like nothing to talk about. I would try to, how you try to bird seed a conversation. It was like a very flat, straight answer. And if it wasn't about business or bills, we had nothing else to talk about. And I was like, I got to get out. I got check. I need to get out of here.
How long were you in that relationship?
About a year and a half, actually. And that
so the money or the text, which one was it?
No, he was a great business brain.
Yeah, okay.
I dance around that.
Okay.
He was a good. So in business, that's what we used to always talk about, like what business ventures we're going to do, and because that excites me. So we're talking about not being bored. That excited me, like our next level. And he was a preacher. I'm gonna just throw it out there. There's a book coming out about it, so I might as well just tell y'all. So
Give us a preview.
And so we always talked about business books and that building stuff. And so when we removed all of that stuff, and it was just, me, and I started to think, I don't know that he was a nice guy, but I couldn't see 10 years from there when we're not doing all the business stuff and we're not writing. Well, I'll still be writing books, but, we're not doing all the stuff and it's just me and you. There was no affection. There was no, let me, rub your shoulder. There was no input of you said, laying there to wait for lifetime go off because we sow in the seed of time. We didn't even have that. Like, oh, I gotta go do a thing. I gotta go preach. I gotta go do whatever. And we were always constantly on the go. And so when we stopped being on the go, I was like, we ain't got nothing to talk about. Well, I had plenty, but it was just like he would shut me down, and I was like, yeah, this not gonna work.
Yeah. That's difficult. We look becoming high value on TikTok Live she said I tried to be the quiet, mysterious lady, but I keep blabbing my mouth all the time. So she just keeps blabbing. She try to be quiet and mysterious and not give it all away, but she just keeps blabbing.
Yeah.
There's a strategy to that. There really is a strategy to that. And perhaps the person that she's talking to understands that strategy. So he's looking for her to give all the information to figure out if he's going to keep her or leave her.
Right.
Yeah.
So the one thing that you have to remember as a woman is that you're not meant to, but I never been one, so I can't answer for that. So as a woman, your words are your best kept secret. And if you were working for the government or whoever, and you have to keep that secret, then you be fired or worse, put in jail if you let the secret out. So always remember when you say blab, some people overshare because they're wanting validation. And I don't know you, ma'am, so I'm not judging, I promise. But I'm just giving a bad statement. But sometimes we overshare because we're waiting to see if someone will accept the things that we've been through. So depending on what she's sharing, we're waiting like, okay, when do I tell them I was molested? When do I tell them that I've been divorced 3 times? And so they'll kind of throw that bird seed out there and be like, okay, let me see how they responded. Don't do none of that because you're going to scare people away. You scare people away. And so give them a little bit at a time. If you're going on 1 date a week, give 1 big fact a month. That's it. And that's probably still too much. But if you're going from blabbing a lot to, trying to hone it in, if you can't do it all together, make it light. And the beginning of dating should be light and fluffy and fun. That's if it ain't light and fluffy and fun, I don't want it. I don't want it. We're going to do the hard stuff later. And at the end of the day, you'll hear somebody say what they don't like in their own conversation. So if you hear them say, oh my God, I can't believe they got married 4 times. Who would do that? You're going to hear them reject other people, and then you could just keep that part to yourself until, the time is right. But if you were a judgmental person, it's not going to work anyway. But you'll hear that if you sit back and relax. And what the men been saying, just sit back and relax and be feminine and quiet.
Very good, Brandy. Very well said.
I don't think any man nowadays just wants you to be feminine and quiet. I hope that's not the case. As an enlightened man, as a person mature, and I have my own force of personality, I want someone who can engage me, be it politics, sports, pop culture, whatever the case may be. I do want you to be feminine, but I don't want you to be quiet, except during football season. There we go.
Right.
There we go.
Right. Don't talk. All right. Check out this. This is for somebody who's in a relationship. I found these 11 ways to rev up your relationship, and it was really about how do you keep somebody's attention if you're in a relationship. So check it out. Number 1, it said incorporate more touch, and you guys can kind of chime in on any of these. Spend some time doing your own thing. Do something new and adventurous. Express your gratitude. Actively support your partner's interests. Experiment in the bedroom. Wow. ditch the electronics, and
Let's talk about it.
in each other's hobby. So which one y'all want to jump in on?
Bedroom.
Bedroom. Okay.
I mean, because
Leslie
took us there at 9:10.
Yes, he did. Bedroom.
No.
Talk about it.
No, I just said if you aren't going to be someone to compromise and communicate, then you have to bring something else to the table.
Okay.
Why can't they bring both?
They can, but what we're talking about, people who have problems, typically people who bring it all to the table don't have these dating issues that we're discussing. But when you find yourself unequally yoked financially or spiritually or socially, that's where we find problems, and we're just trying to help people find solutions.
Right. Okay. Talk to us some more about this. Since Brandy, since you chose the bedroom,
it won't be quite what you thought, but
it's after dark.
So it's an experiment in the bedroom. So what's your thoughts on that, Brandy?
So I think that people have to stop being so silent and be willing to hear your partner out. I don't like this. I do like this. I'm willing to let you practice or whatever, because you might not ever done it before.
Practice.
Because if you've never done it, so like let's just say, like he mentioned some toys and stuff earlier. Everybody hasn't done that, and so if somebody's introducing something, that's practice. And they might get squeamish. They might, and so we have to take in the human factor of doing new things isn't always exciting. Bringing other products and things like that is marketed as exciting, but it all don't always go the way we want it to go. And so, but I think it's an open conversation. The opposite of that is, what if you've been using them and I don't like it? So I think it's fair to say we have to have an open conversation with the generation that we live in. A lot of people just jumped in head first, no pun intended. Bada bing. And so a lot of people jumped in just, with that adrenaline pumping, like, yes, I'm the man, I'm the woman. I ain't saying men just always come in with the high ego. Women come in, I'm about to shut it down. And then he be like, she didn't even do it right. But she felt like she did. And so we coming out of first date, but maybe 2 months in, since we got the newcomers online. And then, she, when it's over, like, oh, we're done. That was it. And so
do you communicate bad sex immediately to your partner, or do you wait a little while?
As immediately as you can. I mean, now let me back up.
If you're already there, why not?
Let me back up and say, you're not gonna get everything you ever wanted on month 2, because if you do, they probably been doing it too much.
They professional.
No, that's not fair.
I don't even want to seem like I've been professional at this, and I'm bringing experience that I've gotten from someone else into this situation. So I'm giving you old skills. I should be able to connect with you enough to know your body language, to know when you say ooh, ow, there, not there. I should be able to know you enough to know what it takes to get to where we got to go. But if I'm using these old skills, I think you said you was an old dog, but you was willing to learn new tricks.
Bow wow.
So same principle. We're coming into these relationships and like, yeah, I got this. I've done this. I've swung from a chandelier. But what if he don't want you swinging from the chandelier? What if you want a pole? Whatever the case may be. But we have to be open to rejection, because that's what it's going to feel like. You're like, oh, well, I thought you did wonderful. But I would also like you to add, it's kind of like a performance review.
Yeah.
Right. In the bedroom. And I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna let Leslie go. I mean, Chanel. I don't know why I was gonna call you Leslie. Chanel go because I feel like she got something. Sex don't start in the bedroom. Can we just
absolutely
throw that out? If
No.
you're young on here, like 20 something, maybe it starts there for y'all. But by the time I'm 42, thank you. I'm holding it. I'm holding steady. But if you're up in age, we got stuff to do during the day, and everything hurts by noon. And I don't have a young child; she's 22, but it's kids running around, it's phones ringing. Can you help a sister out so that by the time I get to the bedroom, I'm not falling out like, okay, we got one more thing to do. Can you please hurry up? Can we just get, and because I would never want to be like that. But if you're with someone who's high demand in their life and they can't break away from that lifestyle, whether he can't afford it or it's just not your choice, or she can't afford it to stay home and do nothing and hire people to do everything so that she can be all oiled up and ready and rested, then you may need to help her through the day and send nice notes like, I love you. I miss you. Everything about you is amazing. Like, just pump her up all day. And then by the time you get to her, it'll be ready.
Yeah. And so, but that, Brandy, that sounds good. But I think it may be more important for you to get to know the woman that you're with. Because see, some women, they I don't need all of that. I just need you to do XYZ when you get home, or
right, yes.
So there's varying measures of warming the oven, the proverbial oven.
Yeah.
So go ahead, Lady Chanel.
You definitely hit the nail on the head, Brandy, with and there's a difference between sex and intimacy as well. This is something I talk with my clients about, especially with couples, because some people, some men may come in the session and say, we're not having enough sex. And then my question is, do you want sex or do you want intimacy? And sometimes they do want sex, and then sometimes they really want the intimacy, because even though they may be having sex on a regular basis, he is not connecting with her. Like what Brandy said, just get it over with. Okay, there's that. But then the whole connection piece, perhaps there's some conversations or intimate details that are not being resolved within the relationship. So y'all are still not connecting in a passionate way to for her to even desire you, or for him to desire her. So I'm hoping that if you are dating, that y'all are getting to a point intimately where the sex is just the cherry on top. Right. Because if you're not getting there, I don't care if she's swinging from the chandeliers, it's not going to be enough, because y'all are still not connected. It may be something that'll get you to 6 months or to 9 months or maybe to a year, but eventually you're going to realize, or she's going to realize, that it's not enough to keep you together.
All right. Good stuff. Leslie, tell them, how do you keep a man's attention? How can these women keep a man's attention?
Well, it's a lot easier for us than it is them. And one of the things that Brandy said is very true. Sex doesn't start from them in the bedroom. For us, it's a visual thing. I'm a foot freak. You got your white toes out, But for women, it is a process. Like she said, a note in the day, a flower here. You do an unexpected chore, an unexpected nice thing. And for men, like I said, we're pretty easy to please, most of us, but there are some of us who are a little more complex. Like even me in my older age, I am not so prone to be attracted to the physical. If the physical doesn't come with the conversation, if it doesn't come with some emotional depth, if you don't have a certain allegiance to your people. So there are things that I look for in a conversation that, imbue or bolster the physical. And for men, I think ladies need to realize, you just keep it very simple for us. We're not complex like y'all. We don't need the good morning handsome text. I know women hate those, and they hate the what you doing text, but sometimes we don't know what you'd like us to do. So don't be afraid to communicate what it is you want from us.
Good stuff. When I think about that, I think that just keeping yourself up. Like if there's a lady that wants to know, like, how do I keep my man's attention? Now, especially if I don't know where y'all live, but if you live anywhere like, a major city like Atlanta, someplace like that, there's a lot to see if you're a man. Let the church say amen.
True. Amen.
I mean, there's a lot for a man to take in, and so he wants to have the best looking woman that he's attracted to on his arm, right? So that means taking care of yourself. Right. I where I used to live, I used to see a lot of women who just look like they just gave up on themselves. And it's like, this is your femininity. This is your gift to the world. Like, you are the gift.
Right.
So, but the gift has to be cultivated. It has to be,
right.
You understand? And so it takes that effort, and you do it not, and I don't want you to think that you got to do it for him, but it's really doing it for you, and he gets to enjoy the benefits of you actually loving yourself, because that's how it translates.
And
I don't know, dog. That sounds a little like toxic masculinity, but we're gonna go with it.
Ain't no such thing.
Unpack that. I want to hear this. Unpack that. Can you
for real though? I mean, I am far from being anybody that's in shape. I know you're pretty good shape over there, Brother Johnson. So I don't dare mention a woman's physicals. But I just have my preferences like other people have theirs. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure women have theirs, and we have to just be okay with people having their preferences.
Right. Agreed. And to add on to what you talked about, keeping yourself up. If you're one way when you met and we're 5 years in, you've had kids, stress, depression, and all of that piled on top of you, it is still your duty to take care of yourself. Because I hear a lot of women be like, well, this happened and that happened. You have to learn how to say help and no. I need help. I need somebody to keep the kids so I can go get my hair done, so I can go do whatever, so I can go to the gym. I know a lot of us have the excuse of, I don't have time to go to the gym because I have kids. A lot of gyms have daycare. We find daycare for clubbing. I mean, I club from the time my baby hit the street, I was in the club. And so I've never had, a problem with making sure she was taken care of, but I wasn't always taking care of myself. I used it for other stuff, but I just want to throw that out there for people like, I don't have time because I got to be in mommy mode all the time. As many services as we have, Instacart, DoorDash, and I mean, we got it. You can get it delivered to your front door, every single thing you need in this world. So you have to choose you. And that could be meaning talking to your spouse, your mate, your boyfriend, your husband, whoever, husband, saying, hey, I need to go get my nails done. I want to go get my nails done, whatever the case may be. Can you, and put your request out there, and don't be afraid of the rejection, because that's a new conversation. If you get like 3 no's, he might tell you no the first time. But if you get like 3 no's and then he complains that your nails aren't done, guess what the next conversation is? Bye.
Bye?
Yeah. If you're not
like the relationship is over, or I'm going to get my nails done.
No, the relationship will be over, because if you can't help eliminate the weight in my life, why do I need to please your aesthetics?
Oh, wow. You're a hard one, Brandy.
Wow.
Mental note to self.
No, please, I'm here to, I just want to understand. If I ask, and I said not the first time, I said the third, I asked you 3 times. Can you XYZ so I can go get my nails done? Mm-hmm. Because not only for me, but I want to be aesthetically pleasing, because you are visual, and I just want to be here to make you happy. And so can you please XYZ? And you tell me no, because you got all these things to do. And the third conversation will be, well, okay, because you won't, if you're not going to eliminate any weight from my life, why should I eliminate the fact that you can't look at me and be pleased without my nails being done?
I think that that definitely needs to be a part of the conversation in the dating phase. Why, if I have all of this on my plate and I'm sowing time into you, you're sowing time into me, what are you taking off my plate? What am I taking off your plate? How are we enhancing each other's lives?
Sure.
And it kind of goes back to the original conversation about how do we keep people from being bored with us. I think if that person isn't adding value to your life, I'm going to be, because what I'm going to do is I've been living this life without you, and there's no value being added with you in it. Why am I spending time with you? Why am I spending time with someone that my plate is still full? Now I done added you on top of it. That's not helping me out. It's not. It's in the grand scheme of things.
Right.
It doesn't add up. The math ain't mathing, right?
Right.
Y'all a tough crowd, man.
Wait, I thought you had loved us like 15 minutes ago.
Huh? What'd you say?
You had just loved us like 15 minutes ago.
I did, but I realize now if I say no 3 times, you go click your heels out the door like Dorothy. Okay.
I don't know which age you date, but if she's under 40, you might only get 2. And if she's under 30, you're probably going to get 1.
Wow.
We have a little more grace for you, but the younger generation, they want to know.
All right, look. I want y'all to check this out. I happen to stumble across this one, and I want to get your thoughts on this. So this is 7 scientific proven ways to capture someone's attention. Somebody probably need to be taking notes or something. All right, look. 1, what's that word? Automaticity. Anybody ever heard of that one?
Oh,
automaticity.
It was a.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, there's a T in there.
To activate the senses. We know.
Is that wearing cologne? I'm not sure. What is that?
It could be. Could be. How do you activate the senses?
Well, y'all mentioned it. The visual.
Men are visual, so that's easy there for the lady.
Visual. It's the smell good. It's the cook for me. What you putting in the mouth?
Tasting. Yes. Tasting.
Yes.
And hearing.
You can't have rough, ashy skin. If I'm shaking your hand, come on.
What if he's a blue collar worker? You're not equally yoked to a blue collar worker.
There's that part, and then there's cream for that.
I love it.
So
I'm parading your truth, Lady Chanel. I love it.
That could be one of those things, those intimate moments. Hey, babe, let me give you a hand, not a hand. Never mind. Let me give you a hand. Let me give you a hand massage. Let me, come with your hands, because you're showing him that you care, and you're not saying, you go deal with it. And it makes, it increases the intimacy. But the word was automaticity, and it was a big word for automatic. So right. it's unconsciously, it's something that you do automatically without thinking about it.
Okay. Thank you, teacher.
You're welcome.
Automaticity. I have not heard that.
Automaticity.
Word.
I haven't heard that one either.
All right. So check it out. Framing is another one. Contextualize your argument to appeal to your audience. So this is 7 scientific proven ways to capture somebody's attention. I guess that just means keep it short and keep it like on point, I imagine.
Contextualize your argument. I mean, as a trained lawyer, that sounds like I'm in front of a judge. I mean, what are we arguing about, or am I trying to give you my argument as to why you need to give me your phone number?
Absolutely. I think that's exactly what that means.
Okay.
Don't talk about somebody that's not relevant to the person you're talking to.
Right. This is I give coaching on this when people ask like, well, what do I say when somebody asks me about my ex? I said, you know what? We had a great relationship, but it just didn't work out. I wish the best for him, and but I'm moving on, and I'm more interested in you. Now, would you like to keep talking about him, or do you want to talk about me?
Right. That is
right. So,
I'll take the appeal to your audience. So men are our audience if you like men. So if men are our audience, I don't care what you say, you have to know which man is looking at you and which man is checking for you. There's men that I know are not looking in my direction. Don't matter to me. But there's men that I knew from across the room, he's going to come over here. And so, but I think when you get one person in front of you, that is your audience. And I remember the guy, so the man I date now, he loved straight hair. I don't know why. Guess what I like? Curly hair. And so I surprised him and got my hair straightened. And he loved it. And he was like, "Are you going to keep it like this forever?" I said, "No." I said, "But what I will do is compromise with you, because if that's the aesthetic that you're looking for, I don't want you like going somewhere else, thumbing through pages looking for a woman who's willing to have straight hair. But will you be okay if every once in a while I look like Curly Sue?" We
I
made
get,
a
I
deal,
get.
and that was fine with him. And everybody's not going to be that gracious. And some people like, "Oh, I don't want to change for a man." Then that's not the man that you want, because the man that you want, you going to change for.
That-
Period.
Well said. Well said.
uh,
All right. All right.
but if you
Let
had
me.
said no to straightening your hair 3 times, was he supposed to leave you? I'm just asking.
So yeah,
He is
so
not gonna
and
let
he
that go.
he mentioned it
That's
so
right.
many times. I actually asked him. I said, "If I don't ever have straight hair, you gon' you done?" And he was like, "I ain't saying I'm done, but I would like to see." So when we originally met, guess what I had? Straight long.
Yeah.
We met years later, so 4 years later, and he's like, "Where's your straight hair?" "It's under here, I promise." And so it was just my way of saying, I mean, he's very gracious. He's very nice and loving and kind. He goes above and beyond. So, first of all, I think we talked about this earlier. If somebody is taking that weight off of you, what do I care about some hair? Nothing. I've had 1,000 hairstyles since I've been one. And so, now, if he would not have compromised, then that would have turned into a marriage conversation.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm not against it, but hey, buddy, we're just dating. But you want me to commit to never to this is what you want? That's a wife conversation to me.
But
Yeah.
not if you want to get your nails done. And that's not a husband conversation.
No,
Okay.
because you didn't sell. So I think there's agreements that people don't put up front. So let's
Yeah.
just say we never had the hair conversation at all. Never. And 2 years from now, he's bored. And it comes out, "Well, I wanted you to get your hair straight and you didn't." Happens all the time. People, these little random arguing, like, "Why didn't you just say something?" "Well, I thought you would just feel my vibe." These young kids say, "You should have just felt that that's what I wanted." Well, he said it. Remember my magic number is 3.
Yeah.
And by the next time he said it, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try it. And I actually liked it. So let me just say, I actually did like when I had my hair straight. This is actually it's just easier. But at the end of the day, the way that he looked at me when I got my hair straightened was totally different than when I have. And it's not this, I don't think it has anything to do with the style. I think it has something to do with that's just what he likes. And so I often and so now when y'all see me online with straight hair, you're gonna be like, "Oh, it must be his month." It must be his turn. And so I could just
But hold on, Brandy, though. But that's a valuable point right there, right? Because we're talking about how you're going to keep somebody's attention. A person. So what happened is the guy stated to you what he is attracted to, what gets his eye, what he likes, and because there's some guys they won't necessarily articulate that to you, right? And for some women, they can't take you articulating that to them.
Yeah.
So this is a real tightrope right here. Okay. Because see, some women, they don't want you telling them nothing about their hair and nothing about how they dress.
Exactly.
They don't want to hear none of that.
Yeah.
Without them feeling like you just trying to control me.
Right. Be nice, but get it out.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think you ought to encourage it. Like, tell me what you find attractive. How many mates do you think people that actually have that conversation to say, one person to say, tell me what do you find attractive? What do you really like? What do you like now? Maybe that you didn't like before. What is it that changed that you didn't like before that you like now?
Right.
You know,
A really great way to do that is, would you rather curly or straight?
Right.
Would you rather, you know, skydiving or hiking? You
Right.
know, as you ask these types of questions, you're not leading them to say anything.
Right.
You're just literally putting it out there so you can kind of get, especially for somebody you never met before and you don't have any type of history with. That way you can kind of get a feel for, okay, is this really me? Is this person really attracted to me?
Oh, I don't know what la la land we in, but you can't say to a black woman, "Hey, I want you to wear your hair like this," and it's gonna go over well. Can we be honest with each other about
That's
this?
not
It is
true.
not
That's not
going to
true.
go
Heard
over
this
well.
statement from other people.
Not true. It
Chanel,
depends on
is
how
that
much she
true
likes
about
them.
you?
Huh?
I went back to natural black, and y'all, I love color, but
Right.
I was with this guy that I really really cared about, and he did not like the color, and he paid for me to go back to my natural color.
You want to get cussed out if you talk to a black woman about her hair.
Listen to this. Now, Chanel, I've seen you with both, and I actually like you with the color. That looks really good.
I like the color. Look, this is it. But I have had the same either or. I've asked the question, would you rather, if you know, and earlier on, would you rather to be with a woman that had her natural color or with color? I've asked the question, and like I said, depending on how much I cared or you know, all the other pros and cons, you know, hair. What is hair? It's just hair. You know, but if he was to say, I need you to accept my second and third wife in the bedroom, then that's a non-negotiable for me. Okay.
Y'all are being very nice. It does not go over this easy when you talk, because I'm a guy. I only date women that have natural hair. I detest, you know, no offense to anybody, but I'm a natural hair guy exclusively. And if you talk to a sister who has extensions or wears wigs or lace fronts, you are asking for the smoke.
Well, don't go to the lace front and say, I want natural hair. Then why are you talking to the lace front?
I can't tell if you got a lace front. You know what? Let me tell y'all. I didn't know that those parts in the lace front wigs were fake. I thought that meant that was real.
Bro. They've been deceiving us for years. Don't even worry about it. There's a lot where that came from. Don't worry about it. There's more where that came from.
I know it now, but at the time I thought, well, if you can see a part, that's real. But if you can't see the part, that's a wig.
No, so that's how you was figuring.
That's how I was figuring out, and I would be dead wrong.
This is what they say. Bless his heart.
So what's the reason? On her hair, the whole head came off.
Oh, well, see, that's another thing. Now you can't get to tugging too much now.
So what's the reason behind your discrepancy?
Here we go.
Now don't take me down this path. We want to keep this show light and lively.
Oh, you canceled that at 9:10, like 9:10 and 9:15. It's the dark. So.
I just prefer a sister that loves to rock what God gave her naturally. Okay. You know, and that is.
Do you think they have a different attitude than women who wear weave or wigs or lace fronts?
No, it's not necessarily a different attitude, but just about a different love of self. Once we have gotten to adopt European standards of beauty, and our women took that's because that's what black men were liking. Black men were telling you we wanted the straight hair. You know, we wanted you to adhere to these European standards of beauty rather than accentuate our natural kinks and coils and loving a black woman as God made her. And it took me a while. I used to be that brother that was into, you know, long hair, straight hair, until I had my cultural awakening. And I realized that is nothing but self-hate and loathing. If you don't love yourself as God made you, and if you don't empower your women to love themselves as God made them, then we have a whole industry of lace fronts, fake eyelashes, colored contacts, because they're trying to ascribe to a European standard they can never have in real life, trying to think they can keep you as a black man.
Well, wait a
But
minute.
I don't want to go too heavy here.
Before you answer, Brand, before y'all jump,
Oh, y'all start calling me Dr.
let me just say this. And now, what I love about this is one man's perspective of what he sees and what he experiences. Right now, for me, I understand that women come in all colors, shapes, sizes, and they like to change it all out. Right. There's a lot of women.
Why do they
hold on, because they like something different. They don't want just a pair of blue, black, red shoes. They want blue, light blue, like dark green, turquoise. Like they just love choice. They love changing, and they love to be different. So there are plenty of women who look. I know women who have natural hair who also wear wigs, right? Because they just feel like wearing a wig today. Right. You know, so you know.
Well, all I'm going to say is there's only so much you can see your high value black men chasing after white women and giving their generational wealth to white women before you feel like you internalize that as black women. And I hate that, but that's a whole nother story for another day.
Let's have it. We should see you next week.
But yeah, tune in next time.
Y'all not gonna have me back on here, but I appreciate the little time y'all gave me. Cheers.
Chanel, go ahead. What were you saying?
Coming in after you, friend.
Go ahead, Chanel.
No, I was just saying that that's so key though. Preference is I think it's a disservice if you go into you go up to a person and you say, well, I need them to change all of this stuff. Then, go to the person that represents what you're looking for. Don't go to a person that you don't like bald, but then you're like, well, I want you to get this, no, go to a person that has that. If you don't want bald, then go to a person that has hair. If you want bald, don't tell a person that has hair to shave all his hair off. Like that, to me, that's just that's crossing the line,
But you can't tell sometimes. Like right now, I wouldn't know. It's hard to know if a sister's hair is hers or not in these days. So you don't know. You have to gamble.
Right.
You have to gamble.
So I'm gonna ask a question and then I'm gonna give a comment on something.
Oh, here we go.
So, are we now? And
what you got me into?
Only person like I say this stuff all the time. So I'm liberal. I love conversations. I love different perspectives. I love all people's viewpoints because I understand that we all grew up a different way and we're all coming into our awareness differently. And so I love to hear about it. But for the people who are listening, who hear you say, I prefer a woman who has not adopted European standards, AKA, never mind. So you'll catch it tomorrow. However, are we negating love for the fact of I only want someone who's not adopted European standards? Because I bet she's also not adopted the fact that she can love herself, because Black women are the bottom of the totem pole when it comes to importance. And don't tell me that they're not, because it's statistic. So it's white man, Black man, white woman, Black woman. We were never taught to love ourselves. So we're just getting the message that it's okay not to wear weave. It's okay not to wear makeup. You don't have to wear lashes and all of those things. So when I take all of this stuff off, now you have filters that can put it back on. And so I'm having to constantly push through the comparison factor of the woman who's adopted the European standards, that has the Black man, that has all the things, but yet I'm trying to come into my existing in the European standards. And so you have a woman standing in front of you who has a lace front on. And instead of you embracing her and showing her it's okay to be naked in front of you, it's okay not to wear those lashes, we will just push her aside and go to someone else when she may just need a man to say, it is okay. If you do, it's fine. If you don't, it's fine.
Well, hold up. Now, I never said I put you.
Hold on. Some women aren't. No one told me that this was a white thing when I was 13 and went to the hair store because I wanted to do a bunch of stuff. Because if I grow my hair like this, it's gonna take eons. And next week I want to do something different to it. So guess what it gave us? It gave us the opportunity to be creative. I never knew that there was any kind of agenda behind it. I wasn't looking for a man. I was doing people's hair and making money in my kitchen. 20 years later, I find out, oh, they did it so that we would look more acceptable and white. I didn't know when I got to work that they were going to say, you can't have that kind of hair to go up the ladder. You need to have more straight, more whatever that's going to get you more validation. So I want to, just throw out there for not you, Leslie, in particular, but men who are watching, who put this little box around people who, I don't wear eyelashes except on my birthday, but I have no problem with them. But a lot of women aren't able to be naked because in their families they were judged, and everywhere you gotta all put together. So just be a little bit more open to accepting somebody, and I promise you, they will start taking all that stuff off once they know that they're truly loved.
All right, Brother Thompson, look, just give it a few words, and I want to move on.
She is right. I have learned that if you love a Black woman correctly, in a way that speaks to her love languages, she will move mountains for you. So all things are possible. But as Lady Chanel said, if you know you like natural hair, don't talk to somebody with a lace front.
Right.
And that's how I move. You know what I'm saying? If you look at the women I have dated here as of late, the most grace I will give you is some braids, because it's an African hairstyle. That's it. You know? But
see, look, hold on a second though. At the same time, right? We have to be have more depth than hair, right?
Really?
Because hair, like
hair says a lot about a person.
It does say a lot.
More beautiful. If you think you look more beautiful or more acceptable to the world with somebody else's hair, subscribing to an entirely different race of people, then that says a lot about you. It speaks to a person's psyche, their belief, their value system. Okay.
Or it could just speak to their preference of what they wanted to do that day.
Yeah. Well, God bless them. That's why we got a problem with these filters. That's a whole nother subject too. Jesus. Lady Chanel, help me out, please.
Look, all I'm going to say is I know Brandy was talking about from 13 years old. I love long hair. I love long hair, and I have long hair. However, at the end of the day, though, we do like variety. We like variety. And I think, I would just say this, I ain't never been a man before, but one of the good things about being with a Black woman, she can give you variety. She can give you curly, she can give you straight, she can give you short, she can give you long, she can give you red, green, blue, black. She can give you that. Because we are okay with having braids, whatever. We are okay with that. However, again, for folks like Leslie, if you have a certain preference, don't go on Instagram and liking opposite of what you saying your preference is either. Because now
we famous for that.
Girl is looking at
famous for that.
You saying you like natural hair, but you liking all of these pictures with the silicone butt and the Brazilian hair. So you got to be consistent in your confession. Don't bash people with lace fronts, and that's all you liking on Facebook.
No, that's not my reality. I love Black women. Just because I won't date you don't mean I won't support you in your mission to be an influencer on social media. I will hit that like button.
Yes. All right, so we talking about attention. How do you hold somebody's attention? Now let's talk about it from the opposite way. Like, what are some things that maybe you should not do to try to get attention? What are some things that maybe you should just avoid doing or avoid looking like, avoid saying that gets you the wrong attention?
My biggest one is being loud or being scantily clad. If you can
Okay.
avoid those two with me,
What's scantily? How much not there is scantily clad?
like you two ladies are not scantily clad.
Not right now.
She said right now.
I can't speak for Chanel. So,
Yeah.
like,
From
when you
here
say,
up.
are you talking about short shorts, short skirt?
It's like art.
mid-through?
You know it when you see it. If a woman is scantily, because there's nothing wrong with showing off what God gave you in certain places.
Sometimes
You got a bikini on at a beach, knock yourself out. But you got your jeans on, and you got your underwear exposed in a tight top.
that's not scantily. Okay,
That's scantily clad for me. I'm
That's-
54 now, Brandy. You a lot younger than me. You know.
Right.
Yeah.
Chanel. Said enough.
What he said.
Well,
all right, Chanel, talk about it.
Well, one of the things, kind of what I was saying, was victimization. That is a complete turnoff. If everybody in your life did you wrong, and that's why you broke today, because everybody dropped you. You ain't gonna I'm not gonna be your savior, because next thing you know, the next person you're gonna tell them I dropped you too. So that to me is a big red flag. If you have no ownership of what has happened in your life, you can't maybe control what may have happened, but you are in control of your healing process. Right. So if you're still at this stage of the game, the victim, I can't fool with you.
Yeah, that's probably coming out in the relationship too. Either you're blaming it on everybody else. So more than likely the person sitting across from you is either next, or you're internalizing it and it's going to blow up on that person. Eventually you're going to give them a long list of all the things they do wrong, and you do everything right. And again, it's just like reversing the blame, so you never take accountability.
Absolutely.
Will make somebody run like yesterday.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, Brandy, how about you? Let me hear yours. For what let's call it, what turns you off about
what
a man?
Turns me off?
Attention. A guy, trying to get your attention or doing too much.
A guy trying to get my attention, but so let's use early on, like first month. So someone trying to get my attention that's doing minimal. And I'm talking about minimal in getting my attention. So if you're not calling, you're not texting. I like good morning texts. Just throw that out there. I like the random, you're so hot, gorgeous, beautiful, and I can't wait to put my arms around you, because one of my love languages is affection. So one of the things that turns me off is just like, let's go out to eat. I don't need to eat anymore. I have eaten enough. And so one of the things that turns me off is the lack of creativity, because I'm a creative being. You can research all kind of things about me without me even telling you. And if you can't research me, ask another woman and just go for it. But the let's go out to eat, or just good morning beautiful, does not work. I'm a writer, so that means that you're going to have to give me a little bit more, because I'm gonna be bored. That will make me bored, because I know that you didn't put much thought into that. So that turns me off when I can tell that you did not put much thought into it. I like surprises, and so all kind of surprises except the bad ones. I don't care if it's a phone charger. If you leave it, on my car, or whatever. If I can see that you put effort into being romantic, you don't even have to open my car door. But if you opened my car door and left me a gift on my seat, that would mean the world to me. So it turns me off when people don't care.
All right. Look, let me just say real quick to my TikTok audience, I may lose you here before we get out of here. So you guys can flip over to the Love Coach. Come on to the YouTube side and type in The Love Coach on YouTube, and you guys could be on here. So all right, keep going. Keep going. Who else got one? I guess you could call it negative ways of trying to get attention. Like, what turns you off?
Bad hygiene.
What was that?
Bad hygiene.
Bad hygiene. Fellas, take note. Go on.
Absolutely.
I mean, you would think that as grown as we are, but you know, some people just they winging it. It's not just throwing on some clothes and some cologne, but just like we stop to get our nails done, and I think it's coming into our male counterparts' lives where you can go to the pedicure place without being judged. If you don't want to go there, remember your girl can do it. A girl, a man, if you want to. I don't care who do it, but I think hygiene goes way. Brush your teeth, yes, but if you have problems like in your gums, take care of that. Like, go to the dentist, go to the doctor, go to wherever it is that you need to go to keep your hygiene and your health. Because I don't want to feed you no medicine. Now, I know life happens, but I don't want to come into a relationship where I have to think that I might have to take care of you because you had a heart attack because you won't eat the right food. I might have to bury you because your lifestyle is just frivolous and you're just out there doing stuff. So I think hygiene and lifestyle kind of goes together. Take care of you as much as you can, so I don't have to.
Mm-hmm. Fellas, so what these ladies are saying is they're giving you the clues on how to be more attractive, because that's really what I'm hearing you say. This is what attracts me. This is what turns me on. This is what I desire, and both of y'all kind of agree to those statements. So go ahead, Chanel.
We want to see that you put effort, not only for us, but also in yourself. You know, make sure you are grooming. You know, if your hairline, I can't even find it. You know, that's a problem.
Right.
that is a problem. And the thing is, you know, the interim maintenance. Some people they feel like, oh, you know, well, I don't want to have to, if I don't want to do laundry, then I'm going to repeat this shirt or whatever.
Right.
We don't need to see that you've repeated that shirt. You know, right. Iron it, wash it, iron it. You know, some folks, you know, don't. Well, I don't want to iron because I think that's a woman's job. Well, you look like you ain't got no woman, so you know.
Wow.
I'm not going to be. I am not going. I don't mind ironing your clothes, but I'm not there yet. I don't even know you. You look like you know, just crawled out of bed somewhere. So I need to know that you take care of yourself, not just telling me that you do, but actually I need to see that you put some effort. I need to see that, you know, your shoes. That's another thing. You know, you don't take care of your shoes. Take care of your feet. You know, take care of what are you eating. What type of, how are you taking care of your body? Because sometimes, like kind of what Brandy was saying, is like, you know, we run into these guys that feel like they can't take care of themselves until they're with a woman and she's gonna take care of them.
Right.
That like is not attractive
mama.
To me.
Like mama did.
I don't. You don't want.
Hey,
no,
y'all are
I'm
tough,
not
man.
up for that.
Well, I want to be able to travel. I want to be able to hop a plane or whatever. And at the end of the day, if you're not healthy, you got to keep running back and forth. I cut my pinky toe open. It was painful. And I busted my hip in the same 6 months. Stuff happens. So I get that. But customarily, I'm going to make sure. I was still trying to stretch. I couldn't do no squats or nothing like that. But I knew that if I got complacent, and I think a lot of people, our people, get complacent with the person that they're with and the person that they are. Well, I've done this and I've made it. And we get there and we're like, and I want to also add in when guys, again, I'm only on this side. They say, well, she got everything. She got a house. She got a car. Why can't I have 2 houses? Why can't I have a house in Puerto Rico and a house in South Carolina? We have to get out of the mentality of contentment because that's boring. It's boring to have one house. Why can't I live somewhere in the winter and somewhere in the summer? Because I don't even like winter. So at the end of the day, we get this mentality of I've made it somewhere, and your somewhere could be very far, but there's always another level, and we get bored because we're like, man, I had all these dreams and hopes and desires, and you're like, oh, I got my woman, she's gonna take care of me, she's gonna cook, clean, have sex, take care of the kids. Do you not think that's boring? Like,
Mhm.
and we doing,
But it's not boring to all women. To all women, that's not boring.
Oh my God.
I'm
To
only
all
speaking I'm only speaking from my little box right here and about 200 women that I counseled. And
Thank you.
and that's still a very small portion, but if you just change the life of those 200, I bet it'll be okay. But the contentment, and I'm not saying that it's boring, I'm saying that is there any time that you would be willing to take her out of that? Just because it makes her happy doesn't mean that she's only wants to do that.
Yeah.
I
I
bet
mean,
if you
You
ask
know what?
her,
Hold on. You know what? As you were talking about it, I was also thinking of like this is something that I talk to the fellas about, even in dating. Like we were talking earlier about like asking for what you want. I encourage you guys. Look, if you're going out on a date, right? Tell her where we're going. Tell her what you want her to wear. Tell her. I don't care if you even tell her what color to wear, right?
oh wow.
And then and yes,
Oh, wow.
bro. Listen
What
to
is-
this.
tell her
Listen
to
to
send
this.
the link for the dress and you buy it and send it
Yeah,
to her.
hold on. That's maybe after you've been dating a while. Like
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm
maybe
sorry.
not.
You said say first day. Okay, my bad.
Right. I mean, and
That actually
instead
happened
of
to me
and look,
for the
instead
first
of
date.
just what's that?
That happened to me for the first date.
Okay. But look, instead of just being, and that's cool too, right? Instead of just being boring, like let's go out to Applebee's, you know what I mean, and just like look at that face. Ooh,
If your date has a theme, like you going on a hayride or you going apple picking, then yeah, I can see you telling the person how to dress. But
yeah. Well,
man.
look, hold on, y'all, hold on,
But you
ladies,
set yourself apart from all the regular ones. So
ladies,
there's
let me put the brother up on some game, right? Here's the thing. What you don't understand is you have the ability to state what it is you desire. You have the ability to ask for what you want, right? And look, they start following you from that moment. You're showing leadership from that moment. Here's what we're doing. Here's where do you have any allergies? Do you any aversions to peanuts or seafood? They say no, fine. Then you go ahead and you just plan it all out. Look, let's look, Brother Thompson, when you get to the restaurant, sit right here. Sit here. Look, okay. We're going there. Okay.
Okay.
So it's taking the lead from the beginning.
Wow.
So then,
I mean, I'm an alpha male, so I'm gonna take that's what I do. But
so she don't have to
day and age, you know, you cannot in all situations, you have to know your audience and who you're speaking to, because some women, they're very receptive to that. But some women, like the other day, I opened the door for a woman on a date, and she was like, "You don't have to do that." I was like, "What? I've been doing this. I was raised by a Boaz. This is what I've known my whole life."
Yeah, ignored her.
How old was she?
43, 44.
And she said, "You don't have to open the door for her."
Don't have to open the door for her. You know what I'm saying? So
And
I'm like,
what did you say? How did you respond?
I told her, this is what I know. This is how my father raised me as a man.
That was the wrong answer.
It's the truth. What do you want me to lie?
What's the right answer?
The answer is, I know I don't have to. I want to.
Nah, that's not gonna work.
I know I don't, because we don't have to do anything, but you wanted to open the door, and desire is the one thing that's missing in relationships. She heard duty. She heard you say, I was raised this way, so I have to do it this way. But if you say, you know, I know I don't have to, but you're worth it. You know, I know I don't have to, but I want to. You change the conversation to this moment, not me repeating my past, and so I'm just continuing it because I was raised that way. I'm just trying to. If I can't help you, maybe I'm helping somebody that's listening. And that's
God bless them. And at the end of the day, I'm gonna be me. And in me as an alpha male, I believe in roles, and I execute and I embrace mine dutifully and with great alacrity. And because I expect the same from a woman. And if she's not prepared to give me that, fine. I need to keep moving on. As Chanel said, if she's not the one who embraces those roles,
Let's keep it moving.
I don't think she didn't. So just because she said you don't have to do that, did that mean she didn't want you to ever do it again, or was it?
No. She didn't subscribe to gender roles. I am a Neanderthal. I admit it. I'm antiquated piece of machinery. Again, I'm 54 years old, and I believe men should do certain roles, and I believe women should do certain roles. And I probably recorded it.
Well, hold on, listen. That's great.
But wait a minute. So this is what we talk about in these situations anyway. Like, you shouldn't get to the date and discover this about this woman.
But how would you know that? How would you know a woman doesn't want you to open the door for her?
Through conversation.
I don't know.
Through conversation.
Especially these days. Especially these days.
Right.
You're coming with a traditional from a traditional stance, Leslie. So it's very important to find out if this person that you want to date is somewhat traditional. I would say I'm a hybrid. I'm definitely, if you open the door, thank you, sir. You know.
But you don't want to cook for a brother.
I will cook. I'm definitely I'm a cook. Listen. I'm very much traditional, but also at the same time, I'm gonna run my company as well. So so that's why I say I'm a hybrid, because I definitely was raised a certain way, and I embrace the benefits of what I bring to the table. So I definitely don't take me to no Applebee's, because I know what I bring, and I'm not an Applebee's girl.
and 9 times out of 10,
but why is that an indictment of a man because he takes you to Applebee's as opposed to Ocean Air or Ruth Chris? Why is that an indictment of a man?
Because that's the same way of the quality of what is an indictment to men.
So, say what?
How do you keep somebody's attention? That's what we're talking about.
It's like we all are off topic.
No, we're all off topic, but
we you know what? We off topic, but we still kind of on topic, right? Because this is about still attraction.
A man takes you out on a date, and he takes you to Applebee's, and that you believe that is beneath you. That is
she said
that. She's like,
I said, I know what type of quality I bring. So so by the time we are already conversing, he should already see that. So after we've conversed, and that's what he's going to do, that's not going to get my attention, because
had the wings at Applebee's, they're outstanding. You know?
Okay, well, you could take your girl to Applebee's, but what I'm saying is I'm not going to be impressed with Applebee's.
Well, it's not about impressing you, is it? As opposed to creating an experience where we can dialogue, where we can talk and connect. Isn't that what it's about?
No.
Ain't it? Ain't it? With my weave on. If you're taking me to Applebee's because shouldn't be beneath me, then neither should the lace front versus the neck.
I told you I get tricked by the lace fronts all the time. I've been out with some lace fronts.
If I gotta take my bouginess off because Applebee's is what you got, but I have fell in love with you, we're gonna figure out how we can do better than Applebee's. I ordered Applebee's yesterday.
Wow. See? There you go.
Chanel.
Me and
Chanel just met. If me and Chanel live about 3 hours, I'm already trying to figure out how we can meet halfway. But I bet you it would not be at no Fats, Longhorn maybe. On a
Longhorn is good.
No Shoney's big boy.
I can tell you, I would not be like, unless she just, we rocking t-shirt. I would find out first what kind of vibe you want. You see this little fancy piano I got in the back? That just got that in the restaurant. That type of, what is it that you're looking for? She's saying that if he takes me to Applebee's after I've talked and mentioned, and she's very verbal, so I'm pretty sure she listed about 2-3 good restaurants, and Applebee's was. That's what she heard. So that means in the future, you're going to not hear me when I tell you something very important, and I wouldn't even waste my time.
I'm with you. I'm an Epicurean, so I would never take a woman to Applebee's on a first date. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, all the brothers don't have the wherewithal that I may have or Troy may have. Everybody's not able. I would just think that
when we get there. You want to know how you're going to get me on the second date. Right. Taking me to Applebee's on the first date is not going to get you. First of all, I may not even go. If you say like Applebee's, I'm going to be like, you know what? I don't think this is gonna work, but you may be a great friend though.
Hey, but you know what?
Look,
Look like a
hold on.
sapiosexual. So I might blow you away with my conversation at Applebee's, and then those 2 for $22 meals. Then you think, whoa, he's good with money. He's frugal.
No, you have not listened. You have not listened to me. So that's the effort that Brandy was talking about earlier. The effort is you got to listen to what I'm saying to you. And if all you got out of what I was saying to you to get to the first date to say, I'm going to seal the deal because I want to have multiple dates after this. And everything that I've conversed to you got you to think about, I'm going to take her to Applebee's. I have failed either communicating to you or you have failed in listening to me.
Right. Duly noted.
All right. Look, let me grab some of the. We got some TikTok comments on here.
And I have a question for Liz.
Falika says, "Why wouldn't she want to be? Why? This is to you, Brother Thompson. Why wouldn't she want him to be a gentleman?" And my friend Thick Brown Proud says, "Yes, I agree. The man should be the man."
Agreed.
And the woman should be the woman.
One of the unintended consequences of toxic masculinity is, of course, toxic femininity. And because men, we have subjugated women, especially the Black woman, who is the most overlooked of all women in this country. And then you get to a certain point where you feel that now you are empowered, you're emboldened. You don't want to subscribe to these dated, antiquated norms of male-female dynamics. And so I get that. So I had to work with that sister. Now, being a short teddy bear built brother, I work off of sisters who are sapiosexuals. So I'm 18 words. I'm going to definitely hit you with some charm and personality. But at the end of the day, we have got to meet in the middle where we can decide, like, look, we all come with baggage, but can our baggage work together? And as Lady Chanel said, it's about communication. Yeah, I'm a big communication guy.
All right, look, Sanella Travels, she said, "Hey, food is food." She said, quality time is what matters. And so and look, and I have to agree with.
Okay, food is food, but there's certain things that's quality versus, so I want to have a good time, and I want to have a great time where we are actually we can actually get some quality within that date. So I don't need to be sending my food back, and it's not,
But what about the conversation? What if the conversation is sterling? What if the conversation is riveting and you walked away saying, you know what, that man touched my soul. I felt a little tingle or two down there. You know what? There could be a second date.
You know what? Let me just to really just simplify this. Even if you said, I'm not going to take you out because I want to meet you at the park and I'm going to bring this picnic basket. You put some thought into the picnic. It's not about you taking me to Applebee's. Even if you said, meet me at the park, I'm going to bring you this picnic basket because I know that you said that you like to enjoy the outdoors. You listen to what I said. That's the point I'm trying to make.
And the food in the picnic basket is Applebee's. That's cool.
No, not for Lady Chanel. It needs to be camembert cheese, Greek olives, some Vichy soie and caviar. No,
I'm not about to paint my friend like she's bougie and don't eat regular food.
Oh, don't worry. All the people on Twitter or TikTok, whatever they are, they saying that about her right now. I promise you.
So I have a question.
Go ahead, Brandy.
We got more questions from TikTok. I have a question for Leslie.
Yeah. We got more, but we running out of time. But I want to ask this question, like, since Brother Thompson brought this up. How about conversation? How do you keep someone's attention in conversation? How do you keep them coming back?
The best communication strategy is to talk about the last thing that they talked about. So, because that will keep their brain, but it'll keep their mind on them. And then at some point, if they're not a great conversationalist, you can always interject like something small and see if they'll take it from there. If not, just continue to talk about the last thing they talked about. So let's just say it was football. You said earlier that we don't want to go to the football game. I like football. I don't watch it every Sunday, but I'm an Eagles fan because he's an Eagles fan.
Fly, Eagles fly.
I was converted, but that was a surprise. Surprised me with tickets to the game. I had never been to a game, and we went and set up in the box office and all of that stuff, and it was really fun. And so, but this is same with, so in networking events, they tell you to talk about the last thing that they talked about, and then interject 1 to 2 things about yourself, and then put the ball back in their court and see if they can go from there. So if the last thing you said was about football, it can be, oh, who won the game, who's playing, what was the score, as many questions as you can, keep them talking, and then stand down from questioning, because you don't want to also make them feel like they're being in an interview, but you want it to be just, free flowing. And then you might say, who is your favorite team? Or, oh, I like the Eagles, or, something like that. You can always redirect with a different kind of question to see if they're willing to talk about something different.
Okay.
But keep it light. If especially first, second, sixth, I would probably say to about the 8th date. I know these kids is already having sex like before the first date, but if you made it past that and you still are talking to people, talk about things in the future, not the past. Leave your past where it's at. I do want to bring up this very important subject, because somebody asked on a podcast, if you've been in a domestic violence relationship, should you tell somebody first? Well, first of all, don't put them on the date. If you're going to tell them, that's very heavy. You don't want to be heavy on the date. I would not just randomly say it. My life is in a book, so hey, go read the book. But if you're on a date and someone says, women who are abused, they deserved it, do not respond. Do not go off on him. Do not bring all of your every emotion to that, because he doesn't know you personally. He knows what he heard about. So do not ruin your whole dinner over the feelings you have behind what he just said. And that could be anything. If he said, you know what, toddlers are bad, and you have 4 toddlers, don't bring your emotions into that one statement, because they're making statements based off of old experiences, not you as a person.
As well. That's good. That's good. That's good info. As well, like, don't I was out hanging out one time, and this lady come up and was like, what do you think of Herschel Walker?
What? Really?
Yeah. She wanted to know what I thought, and I really didn't want to get into it, but so I'm encouraging you, don't talk about politics, don't talk about Donald Trump and any of those things. Why?
You should be able to do that with Black people. Now, I mean, we're not a monolith in terms of our electric as an electorate, but at the end of the day, you should be able to talk about Donald Trump with Black people. And if you can't with a certain Black person, that's probably not the Black person for you. I mean,
yeah.
I think initially you want to kind of be objective, because you don't want the person to try to, you're trying to get to the core of who that person is authentically, not who they want to be because they want to be with you. Sometimes people, if they have a sense that, okay, you don't like Donald Trump, then I gotta not like Donald Trump, but they may really like Donald Trump, so you want to kind of be objective to really see who this person really is. So if you don't have if you're not making bold statements initially about what you like and don't like, you can kind of see who that person really is. That may be when you find out that they have the 4 toddlers, or if you stop making bold statements so early in the game.
But if you speak your truth early in the game, and the person needs that to subscribe to it or not, doesn't that cut down on the BS and time wasted?
Well,
depending on the maturity level.
Hold that answer, Chanel.
Okay.
I want you to remember this point that you're making. I want to read off on TikTok. Thick Brown Proud said, you shouldn't have to keep it This was how do you keep somebody's attention in conversation when you're doing having relationships. She said you shouldn't have to keep it. It's either you're into them or you're not. Conversation should be easy with the one.
Yeah, but that's not real life after the monotony of routine in a relationship sets in. Initially, all relationships are kinetic, just frenetic, free flowing. You're both attracted. A lot of it, there's physical in the beginning, and but as you get used and settle in the routine with kids or PTA meetings or homecomings, whatever the case may be, some of the luster can wear off, and you have to commit yourself to that relationship. And it's about communication and compromise. Those are the only two things that can infuse and keep a relationship alive once the monotony sets in.
Right. So to the person who said, I want to make sure I understood what they said, that you shouldn't have to try for their attention. Is that what you said? Can you say it one more time? Kelvin, did he freeze for y'all too?
He looks free. Or he does look
he
frozen.
frozen to me.
He frozen. I think the show's over.
He's coming back now. There he is.
I'm back.
I was asking, could you repeat the statement one more time?
Oh, what from the TikTok person? All right, she said she said you shouldn't have to keep it. Talking about conversation, she said it's either you're into them or you're not. Conversation is easy with the one.
Okay. In a nutshell, let's go. And I don't know how long she's been on, but we talked about earlier that women were taught we don't have to have any effort. And because of that, that's how people feel like, what do you mean I have to try to keep it? It's effort. Now, we're not saying you have to do the dance and be a clown and entertaining. Please don't be a clown. Matter of fact, don't be a joker either. And so, but you do have to, let's just say me and Kelvin are sitting across from each other and we're talking and the conversation is about, I don't know, stocks, which I know nothing about. Well, I know a little. Why can't I just use that moment to be inquisitive instead of saying, well, I don't know nothing about that. Let's talk about something else. Why can't I say, oh, you know what? I've always wanted to know about that. Maybe you haven't. But guess what? If you're looking at this man like he's going to lead you somewhere, guess what? If he want to talk about stocks for the next hour, one day he's going to turn around and be like, hey, can you put $2 on this, $3 on this, and $4 on that? And you're going to go, what? We had a whole hour conversation and you don't know where to put 3 stocks. That's going to come back on you because you didn't pay attention. You didn't, ma'am, I'm not saying you personally, by the way. I'm saying, we don't pay attention because we're just sitting there being pretty, eating our meal, whether Applebee's or not. But at the end of the day, our effort is men need somebody to talk to. They don't talk to each other. They can't talk to us because we're yelling and griping and complaining about something. And so then they just shut down and they don't go to counseling. They don't go to therapy.
How do you know all this? How do you know all of this?
I just happen to be a life coach, therapist. And me and my boyfriend, we talk about this stuff all the time. Like I asked him to tell me about what's going on in the lives of your friends and men. And I listen to Kelvin's podcast and countless of other podcasts that say they do like our body. They want it, but the ears go with the body. And so if he's putting the seeds of ideas and stuff and he comes to you and says, hey, do the thing, and you can't reproduce because we talked about multiplying. You can't multiply something that you didn't take in. And so we have to keep his attention, but the way you keep his attention is to attend. You're attending to him. You're giving him your undivided attention. You're not like, oh, let me see who's doing on Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok. And so you can reiterate what you just said. So you said on the NASDAQ, I need to do this. And you know what? I remember, and this actually happened. I didn't know about stocks. My boyfriend did, and he would talk about it. And one day I said, you know what? I'm going to make an Excel spreadsheet and start putting it down. And one day he sent me a message and said, hey, go play these 2 and buy this, and here's the money. And we actually made money on it. And I've never done stocks. I didn't understand it. And I still kind of don't understand it, but I understood the little piece he told me. And he started sending me videos. So it was something new for me, but it was a way for us to connect. Remember, I said we bring all that old relationships, like we want you to do it this way, because you in the old relationship with the new relationship. So yes, keep attention by listening.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. As well, I talk about just adding value, right? And just I love the way that you just put that, Brandy, because you didn't know it all and you wasn't all the way there, but you were able to follow the instructions. You were able that because you were listening, you were attending to what he was saying and looking to see how can I add value, right? Because to me, there's only one reason to be in a relationship is to have somebody who adds value to your life.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
If they're not adding anything to your life,
right,
you could do that by yourself.
Say that.
We're a two-way street. Are you bringing something to their life?
It's definitely a two-way street because you need to be able to add value to their life.
Absolutely. What are y'all doing? What are y'all doing?
I crack jokes.
I have a question for Leslie. Just really quick question.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
This is genuine. I promise this is a genuine question because you said two things that I didn't understand. So you talked about the hair being a European standard, but then you talked about a traditional role. Isn't that also European? Because we didn't get to pick none of the roles back in the day. So both of those considered traditional European standards?
Let's be honest. The Bible came. Now, of course, I'm gonna sound like a hotep conspiracy theorist, one of these eccentric Black Power brothers. But at the end of the day, all knowledge of mankind came from the African motherland. Okay, that being the case, everything that we know about a Boaz, everything we know about a Ruth, it came from the motherland.
What kind of doors did Adam open for Eve again?
Oh, wow. See, this is what we're doing today, Brandy. You see, you woke up and chose that violence button right there. You chose violence, Brandy. And I just wanted to be your friend. I did.
At 9-10, I really did want to know like how you navigate such a that's a hard conversation to have, to say you have a traditional mindset of
No, it's not. But the problem is now we have raised women who want the traditional things from men, but they don't want to do the traditional things.
We talk about them. I'm just talking about how when you meet women, this is genuinely asking. So you talked about the hair. You only want natural.
I don't talk about their hair. I look now. I'm almost an expert with this lace front thing. I don't talk to a Black woman about her hair. You're not going to get me cussed out on the first date.
I'm just saying your preference. You talked about your preference is natural hair, right? But you also talked about you want to open doors, and do you also pay all the bills? And she take care of the kids, like that much tradition.
Well, that's not a reality. These days, you do have to have two incomes, but I do believe a real man, and my father raised me to be a Boaz. A real man is going to bear the financial brunt of the relationship. So all of the, whether or not she has to work, she'll never have to pay for our vacations, our outings, put gas in her car, take out trash, or cut the grass. That I promise you. Now, I ain't washing no dishes, and I ain't changing no baby diapers. Next question. I'm just kidding. No, I'm not. Really, I'm
not. Tanya's in here. She in here cracking up. she killing it. Do you say hit any button? Yeah, hit any button. Hit a thumbs up. Make sure it's a thumbs up.
You can't maintain our lifestyles on one income today. I do okay in life, but if you want to have that second house that Brandy needs, the beach house and where we can go to in Snowbird in the winter, it's going to take two incomes. But at the same time, there are certain roles I believe everybody can play. I don't believe in my woman washing her car, putting gas in her car. I don't believe in her cutting grass or taking out trash. But then again, I am not washing any dishes. I'm not cooking any food. I'm not changing any diapers.
Yeah.
Nah.
So
That's fair.
all right. Look, you guys, we gotta get out of here. This definitely need to be a part 2.
Absolutely.
Oh no, I'm not coming back. Y'all already got me canceled
Are you
by
scared,
Me Too
Leslie?
movement.
We was
scared.
nice friends.
Y'all already got me canceled. That Neanderthal, toxic masculinity.
Oh Lord.
Now, you know what I like about having these conversations, because we need these conversations,
Yeah.
you know, for us to get like a better understanding of each other and how where we go off wrong, and
Right.
you know, because some of these conversations we've gotten that are in our heads came from, you know, other people, let's say from media, and media is driven for eyeballs. So sometimes we start adopting other people's perspectives and philosophies based on that. So I think that we need to just really hear, what do men really think? What do women really want? What do men find attractive? What do women, what is a turn off for women? And like really hear it from women. And I think that's really important. So look in here, look, Lady Sharice.
Oh no, Sharice, I'm not coming back. I've already been canceled. I probably lost about 10 clients already.
We done,
Okay. And most
we
of my
done
clients are
scared
black
Leslie
women.
off.
So Jay, y'all not gonna feed me, so I can't come back.
Good
I'm gonna
stuff,
inbox
y'all.
you every day. I'm gonna be like, hey, I'm back, friend. Come back.
No, y'all have got me out here, but I did enjoy it. Thank you, Troy. I know you've been trying to get me on for a minute, but it always conflicts with my scheduled Zoom calls. But I'm glad I made an exception today.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Brother Leslie, tell the folks how they can follow you, how they can find you, and if you got something going on you want to tell them to get in on.
Well, I'm very passionate about scholarships for young black men. That's what we do at Thunder and Todd chapter. We have an annual event. It's the 13th annual All Black Experience in Atlanta. I invite everybody to come down. It's Veterans Day. It's a holiday weekend. So we got a full weekend of events, and 100% of the proceeds go towards scholarships for African-American youth who are college bound. So I don't know where I can put that in the chat or something, but go to Thunder and Todd, and that's Thundering, not the G on the end, thunderandtodd.com. Check it out, buy a ticket, support the Black Party. And we also have a 5K. So ladies, the cues are ready to entertain you and exercise you, all for a noble cause. Yes. And if you're single ladies, we have a phalanx. That's a SAT word. A phalanx of single men. Come on down to Atlanta. Pick your king. Live happily ever after.
Yes. Yeah.
Look at Chanel. She already ready. Your ticket's on me, friend. I know Brandy's already hooked up.
She know how it go with the cues.
There it is.
Look, as a matter of fact, I'm glad you mentioned that. I have a private meetup group called Social Scene ATL, and we go out and we go do different things and connect and have events here in Atlanta, around Atlanta. And I'm sending the group. I'm not even sure. I may be out of town that weekend, but I'm setting it and put it on the calendar for the All Black Affair. I started telling some ladies about it before I even put it on the calendar. Awesome. And they were like, I'm about to get my ticket right now.
Right. You come on down. You could just pick your king, and he'll marry you, and just live happily ever after.
He'll marry you.
You are just pumping this up. I love it.
No, I'm telling you, Lady Chanel, if you don't enjoy yourself, I'll pay for your plane ticket. Hopefully you live in driving distance. But if you don't, we got you. If you don't enjoy yourself.
She closer than I am.
Well, I don't know where y'all live, but at the end of the day, we'd love for y'all to come on down and participate. And it's a noble cause. I mean, 100% of the proceeds go towards supporting scholarships. And we help, now when we were in college, Brandy's a baby, but those of us that are a certain age, college was like $15 an hour for, a class, it'd be like $3,000 for the year. And now, it's like $30,000, $40,000 a year. So our goal is to one day endow a full 4-year scholarship for some students, and we're moving towards that. And with your help, we can do it.
All right. Tell her she wanted to know when that is. And yes, you could drop that in the you could drop that.
Where do I leave that? I don't know how to use. Every time I go to the chat, it kicks me out, and then I have to go backstage.
Oh, okay. All right.
Reception at Applebee's. That Tanya Gardner is pure comedy.
She is comedy.
The shade, I'm telling you.
Yes, we need to
yes, Sharice Talbert. I like them glasses, Mom. We need you to come on down too. If you are unyoked, come and get yoked in Atlanta. Okay. This is a concentrated pool of single, solvent, scholarly black men and straight. Let me hold on. The four answers: single, solvent, straight, and scholarly. You can't beat that. Come on down.
You can't beat that. You can't beat
Throw
that.
your line in there. Pull your king out. Yeah. Live happily ever after. Name your first child after me. Leslie.
It can go either way, boy or girl.
Boy or girl.
All right, Brandy, you up. Tell them who you are. Tell them how they can find you. Tell them what you got going on.
So you can find me everywhere on social media as author Brandy Hunt, except TikTok. I am Dr. Brandy Hunt. Pretty simple, Brandy with a Y. And I have a conference coming up called No Pressure, No Diamond. Me and a friend of mine and client are hosting a women's conference / book signing. She'll be releasing her first book, or the second part to her first book, and I'll be releasing my book, Tell All. It's called Lay Aside Every Weight, Go in Peace.
All right.
I'm sorry, it's October 29th at 2 p.m. from 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. in Spartanburg, South Carolina. Nice. And you'll see it on all my pages to get the address, and you can go on Eventbrite and register and all of that fun stuff.
All right, Lady Chanel.
Yes, you can find me at ChanelRenee.com. And that's really where I put all of my any events. I don't have any more events coming up this year. This is the fourth quarter, and we're just finishing strong. But you can find me again, Lady Chanel, of course, on Facebook, Lady Chanel on Instagram, and Chanel Renee on YouTube. And like I said, you can go to my website and visit ChanelRenee.com to see what I have going on there.
All right.
Thank you so much, Kel, for inviting me. I appreciate the invite.
I knew it would be wonderful.
Yes. I'm glad y'all came. And so I also want to invite you guys to my book launch. I got this book I've been cooking on for a long time, and it's finally coming out. November 5th. The first weekend of November 5th. Dropping it. I wish I had them clues bombs. Yes. But the book is dropping. Secrets of the Mind of a Man. It's finally dropping. Let me see if I got the picture over here of the book. Let me see. It's in the background. Oh well. But yes. Secrets of the Mind of a Man is coming. Here we go. That's it there. That's it right there. Secrets of the Mind of a Man. It's coming. How men think when it comes to dating, relationships, and love. This one is volume 1. Ooh, coming out November 5th. Dropping. It's coming. I'm excited about it and glad to do it. So all of y'all are invited.
You got a billboard. We'll let you put it up at the Black Party and sell some books.
Are you having a book signing?
Yes, this will be the book signing.
The November 11th event?
November 5th. My mother's birthday is November 12th, and she's turning 80 years old. So wow. I won't be around for the festivities.
Happy birthday, Mom.
Yes. And she's strong and going. You can't stop her. So yes. So let me see. Okay, I see your here's the I'm gonna drop the link here in the chat so anybody can see it and go. Okay. I'm gonna drop it in the comment section. Here we go. So you guys can get your tickets. Free husbands.
That's right. We're issuing free husbands at the black party.
Free future husbands.
Y'all know y'all want a free husband. Y'all husband. Give up nothing free.
Free future husbands. Okay.
Free future husbands.
You got to put in some work. Don't be afraid to cook, ladies.
Yes. So you guys, if you need a one-on-one coaching session, I do one-on-ones. I do all of that. If you got a speaking engagement and you need somebody on, I can help you out with that. So yes. And all right, y'all. Well, thank y'all so much for being here. Till next time. Peace. And
bye.
Love.
Thank you.
All right. Ruthie, thanks for having me.
Y'all have a good one.